In today's video, I will be unboxing 3 super rare 1 to 200 scale model airplanes. The wait is over. Videos are back. And welcome to today's video. This is Hawaiian Air 2121, and today I will be unboxing and reviewing these 3 sample models in 1 to 200 scale. Now, these models I bought from Executive Display Desktop Models, doing business as Newark Airlines Show in Hopewell, New Jersey, and I'm super excited to have these models in my collection. This is also going to be an unveiling of 1 to 200 scale airports coming soon to my channel. So without further ado, let's begin today's video. Here we go. Alrighty, so to start us off for today's video, over here we have 3 1 to 200 scale models. These models are by Hogan wings, and they are really special models. Might be wondering why, because these models are samples, meaning they're one of only one ever made in 1 to 200 scale. Now, probably other companies did release these models, but these are sample models, which means that over here, as you can see, we have the sample model right over here, which I could get into focus, which is the Qantas A380-800, the registration, and 1 snap fit sample model. This model was made in October of 2008, and this model is really hard to find in 1 to 200 scale, I must admit. We also, in addition to have the A330, we have the 767-300 sample, which I did unbox over here. I will review that in a little bit. This is also a sample model, and it's probably very hard to get your hands on sample models in 1 to 200 scale. Trying to get that into focus. Again, we have the Qantas 767 1 to 200 scale sample model right over here. And then actually we have this Airbus A380 as shown in the beginning of today's video over here. This Qantas A380, this one is actually not a sample, but one of the wheels was missing, so I got it for a great price. And this is also by Hogan, so this was a 1 to 200 snap fit model. Now, all these models do come with stands, and I unboxed 2 of them, the 767 and A380. I will show you guys what the unboxing process looks like for the A330. So over here is the sample A330-300. So the story behind the sample models, I'm not really sure what the story is, but I was told that this is the only one made by Hogan Wings in 1 to 200 scale. Now I'm going to unbox it. It does come in very good packaging, and I think the owner bought it from a collection sale. So you will find a whole bunch more of these actually at the Newark Airlines Show, September 6th, 2025, which I will be there. So if you do want to meet me, I will be at the Newark Airlines Show, September 6th, 2025. And he has a whole bunch of more snap fit sample models that he had bought from the collection sale. Over here, as we can see, we do have the sample. This is the snap fit model. So these aren't high quality metal, they're more of a plastic material. So we have the snap fit sample right over here. In addition to that, we have some packaging. We have the winglets right over here, stabilizers, and then we also have the tail over here. Now over here, we also have the stand itself, and we have the wheels. So pretty easy to assemble. I will assemble just the A330. Again, the 767 and the A380 I did assemble already, but let's see the A330 assembled. So assembling the A330-300 sample model. Now these do not need glue, or at least I hope not. I don't want to break a sample model, especially if this is the only one made by Hogan Wings. But that is just the sample itself. That's the main belly. Then we also have, I don't think this was ever even opened actually, so wow, I'm just in real shock that I have this Snap Fit 1-200 model.
Impressive. Most impressive.
We have these winglets, which are right over here and right over here, so these are just gonna go snapping right over here, up, and there goes the engine, which I will fix. So pretty much all you have to do is really snap the guy in, just like that over here. And on the other side, I will snap for you guys. Just being careful and mindful of the engine, as the engine did come off. The engines are also snap fit. So I'm gonna snap this really in, and there goes the second engine.
Why does this keep happening to me?
But if I could get this into focus, and there goes that, that's great.
Don't make me destroy you.
We'll have to glue that, but this is just gonna be a snap fit right over here. And you probably could figure out what happens with the rest of the aircraft. This is the tail. Tail is plastic. Again, these are all plastic, but it's sample, so I'm not gonna complain if I'm the only one that has this in Hogan Wings in 1-200 scale. That fits right along over here. Pretty easy to assemble.
A few moments later.
And as you can see, this is much more difficult than I expected or hoped.
Oh shit, here we go again.
2,000 years later.
Alrighty, so over here is the Airbus A330-800 sample model. Now this took me nearly forever to assemble, but I finally have the model over here, and wow, this thing is just, it's huge, this model. Again, this is in 1-200 scale. The store did have some 1-100 scale sample models and 1-150 scale models. Again, this is your 1-200 scale model Qantas A330-800, of course, in the old colors. Now, let's get to some features of this guy right over here. Starting us off, we have our L1 boarding door. Pretty detailed for a Hogan 2008 sample model. We have our One World's emblem right over here, our Qantas titles, which kind of go along to the L1 to L2 boarding door. L2 boarding door, our second One World emblem, of course, the Spirit of Australia right over here. Beautiful, beautiful rolling rubber tires, something Gemini Jets models loves to say they have, but they never do. Again, this is made by Hogan. We have the Airbus A330 titles right over here, L3 door, and our engines, which I will show in a little bit. We also have, if I move the aircraft along, now this one does not have a registration. I just noticed that. That's probably because this is a sample model. But we do have the Australian flag, as Qantas obviously is an Australian carrier, seen by the kangaroo right over here. And our L4 door, again, no registration. I think the 767 might have a registration. This one does not. And over here are the stabilizers, the part that nearly was impossible to assemble. Plastic, as you can see, but hey, I'm not going to complain because this is a sample model, and all Hogan models, most of them I believe are plastic anyway, so this is fine. We have the kangaroo right over here, beautiful color design, and again the Australian flag, as a Qantas is an Australian carrier. Now if we notice, these wheels are really, really nice. They're solid, and they do have that new design kind of, that when the plane takes off, they kind of stick to the ground, so that's really nice to see. Beautiful, beautiful model. Wow, this is just sexy, this thing. I mean, look at this. This is really nice. I don't want to touch it too much considering this is a sample, but this is a very, very high quality model, and it does come with a stand, so I will show you guys the stand just in a second, but just for some more detail. Might have to adjust this wheel a little bit, as it does look a little nose heavy. But with the Qantas titles right over here, the R1 boarding door, R2 boarding door, and then these engines right over here. Beautiful Rolls-Royce detail. And then we have the engine fan blades itself, which are see-through, which is really cool to see. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on that right now so we can see the engines. And as we can see, they are see-through. Wow, that's really cool. Now over here is the Qantas 767-300, also another sample model made by the company. And we're going to do some quick details of it. It's a very similar model to the A330-300, which I'll get the A330-300 right now. Very similar in size, but of course, this is the A330. I don't want the background to fall off completely. And this is the 767-300. Now, these wheels, the only complaint I have about these models is that the wheels are a little bit finicky. Probably because this is a plastic model, there is no metal. So it's a little hard to kind of assemble and then keep it that way. But it's fine, it's a sample, so I'm not really going to say too much. But we have our L1 boring door, Qantas titles right over here. We have our One World's emblem right over here. We have the Spirit of Australia titles, very similar to the 760, the A330, the 767. Similar class, so it's a wide body. Again, this is going to be 2 seats, 3 seats, 2 seats. I think this is 242, I think. I don't really remember, if you will. And then this is the second One World emblem right over here. Boeing 767-300 titles. And this one does have a registration. So this one is another sample model, this 767. You can tell because the box did have sample. And then this is the Australian flag. Registration is VH-ZXA. We have our Qantas emblem right over here, and then the kangaroo. It's really nice, this model. It looks really good. I love these sample models. And let's get to the big boy next. Again, this is the 767. Right over here again. Beautifully detailed engines. I think they're see-through. Then we have this right over here, which is really nice. We have the A330. And last but not least is the mega boy, the A380. So over here is the mega boy, if you will, the big beast, the Airbus A380 in 1:200 scale. Oh my god, this thing is just huge. It's roughly about 7 inches in length, 8 inches in width, and this thing is massive. I mean, it's absolutely massive. The Airbus A380 in 1:200 scale. Can't believe I combined those words together, but here we are. This is a new era for Hawaiian Air 2121, as I will be doing 1:200 scale airport updates. Yes, you heard that correctly. 1:200 scale airport updates. These 3 models will greatly help my 1:200 airport. I might locate in Australia. I might not. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about planning, but that's going to be another video coming your way very, very soon. But just as a review for this model, we have the Qantas titles right over here. One World's emblem near the L1 boarding door, L2 boarding door, L3 boarding door, the Spirit of Australia. Now, this model unfortunately is missing one of the wheels. It's missing the bogey gear right over here. But it doesn't, you can't really tell. I mean, if I pointed it out, obviously you're going to tell, but other than that, you're not really going to tell that's missing a wheel. So I got this for a great price. It was a little bit discounted because the minus the wheel, so I just still pick it up because I'm not going to complain. 1:200 scale Airbus A380 in 200 scale is something else. This thing is huge. Some other detail is that we have our 4 engines, one over here, one over here, one over here, one over here. Really can appreciate the size of this Airbus A380. This thing is huge, and just what an iconic carrier to have for a Qantas Airbus A380. Gorgeous model right over here. On our right hand side, we have the registration. VH-OOA. We have the Australian flag, as Qantas is an Australian carrier. Airbus A380 titles, and of course the Qantas kangaroos right over here, and of course that big kangaroo right over here. What a gorgeous aircraft this is. And it's just gorgeous. I mean, all 3 of these models are absolute gorgeous models. We have the Qantas A380. Of course, we have the samples. We have the Qantas A330-300 right over here. And of course, we have the Qantas 767 sample right over here. And these are just gorgeous, gorgeous assets. So just as a review for these models, we have the Qantas A330-300 sample model, we have the Qantas Airbus A380, and the Qantas 767-300. All of these are in 1:200 scale. And just as a project announcement, I will be doing 1 to 200 scale airport updates coming your way very, very soon. I have about 28 1 to 200 scale models, and I finally figured out exactly how I'm going to build a 1 to 200 scale model airport. As you can see, this is a sliver of the 2008 Gemini Jets mat, but this is the other side of the 2008, the 1 to 200 scale side, and I will be doing 1 to 200 scale airport updates on this mat. So, in the back hand of your screen, we have this giant background. You have San Francisco in the back over here, but then I'm going to kind of convert that into a 1 to 200 scale airport updates mat sometimes. So, this opens a whole new window for Hawaiian Air 2121 to finally have 1 to 200 scale airport updates on this channel. I'm super excited about that. I think that will be great for you guys, and I am super excited to finally feature my 1 to 200 scale airport collection of my models in 1 to 200 scale. I have some pretty rare ones, including these ones, so I'm super excited about that. And I have some cool content coming your way soon, including San Francisco, JFK, Newark Liberty, and of course Phoenix Sky Harbor. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video, this comprehensive review of these sample models. Please comment below what you thought about these, and if you are considering going to the Newark Airlines show where you can find many more rare models. This is Hawaiian Air 2121 signing off, encouraging you to go to the Newark Airlines show. Have a good one.